जयपुर वाया कोटा
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad Punjab Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
Clinical, absolutely clinical. The Kings have won at the Chepauk again. I'm not talking about CSK, I'm talking about Punjab. Punjab win by 7 wickets. Jonny Bairstow got 46, Rossouw got 43, and it was a comprehensive win. Punjab was very good with the bat and the ball, and there was deathly silence at the Chepauk. But there isn't deathly silence at Cricbuzz Live because, like I said, I've got two very entertaining people with me. These are Sthalekar.
There's never any silence when Lisa's around.
There's a lot of entertainment. Even if there's silence, there are actions which are very entertaining.
We've got to keep laughing on an evening like this because I mean it's 11:27. The game started at 7:30 today, or?
But that's pretty much been the case every day. Today just seemed like it was a target that they'll get much quicker.
20 minutes for the DRS,
but it wasn't.
Minutes.
I think the fact that Chennai, the crowd were quiet. The crowd give you atmosphere, right? But when they're muted, it's just, it does drag on. It does. Come on, everyone was a little bit bored by that game. Let's be honest.
Well, it took its own sweet time. It took its own, and they've gone back to Chepauk and got those 2 points. They love playing there clearly now.
The only thing about that was Punjab seemed almost too happy to get 2 points. They could have tried to push this on a little bit because there is going to be that logjam in the middle. Punjab have to believe they will be part of that logjam. And so if they're in there, then they must try and improve every little decimal place they can. So I got the feeling they're almost happy about getting the 2 points. But if you remember what we said at the start, it was 17-15. And I said, I can scarcely believe a team with as storied a history as CSK was 17-15 with Punjab. It's now 17-16. Remember, she talked about the bogey team. Yeah, it's been a bogey team again. I mean, the conditions were against Chennai, let's be honest. When the ball was gripping a little bit, they were batting. And when it was just dripping, they were bowling.
But like you said, in the beginning of the innings, Punjab looked like they were putting their foot on that accelerator with Rilee, Rossouw and Bairstow. Bairstow took off from where he started in the last match, 108. And today, again, he showed like, well, he was in a hurry to do things. And so was Rilee, Rossouw. That partnership kind of led that base onto this chase.
Yeah, you look at what the international players have done. Bairstow, 46 of 30. Rilee, Rossouw, 43 off 23. And then Sam Curran finishing off 26 off 20. So all three of them went and played their role. And they're there to be the aggressors. They're there to put pressure on the opposition. Jonny Bairstow was able to do that. No doubt the coaching staff would have said, and the players would have said themselves, we've got to attack in the power play. Speaking of power play, we have a winner.
The winner had almost forgotten.
No.
The winner had almost forgotten.
No, not just that. I had forgotten how to react because I don't know. So I was making up a reaction as I went along.
I think you need to work on your celebration.
Victory. I think it's just maybe he needs to win more often also, which is why he's not reacting.
There came a sledge. I'll tell you what caught me off guard. What caught me off guard was when Lisa started to say that, I said, okay, where's the sledge coming here? Where's the attack coming here?
Sledge gave it to me. Positive, huh?
She gave it to me. She said, I can take it. Told me to take the sledge. But talking about the power play and the winner of the power play, I think Bairstow was also a winner because he has, like I said, taken off from where he left off. And this is good news for Punjab. But he leaves very soon. So I don't know how much of a good news it is for Punjab.
But they played till the 19th, don't they? They play the entire league phase. Yeah. It's beneficial for them to play the league phase as well because it's very remunerative. But if you see, he scored at 153 and Rossouw scored at 186 in a 135 game. So they could allow themselves to sort of ease into the win thereafter because of the start that they got. What was interesting though was if you look at the spinners on either side, and I think that is the effect of the ball getting more and more damp as you go along. 4 overs for 8 overs for virtually nothing, right? 8 overs for 33. 8 overs, 4 for 33 when Punjab were bowling. And then we thought, certainly I did, that Jadeja could be a big part, that Moeen would be a big part, and that just didn't happen. I was a little surprised that Jadeja bowled a little short, but at no point did they threaten to take a wicket.
Yes.
Even though the ball was changed a couple of times in between, they didn't threaten to take a wicket.
But is that credit to the way Rilee, Rossouw and Bairstow batted, or was it the conditions which were really in favour of Punjab?
I think I'd probably say conditions more so, right? When you're bowling second, you look at what the first team has done and what lengths, what lines. You see the ball turning. Problem is, we know Chennai, and this time of year, you start to get plenty of dew. And the fact that they're constantly changing the balls, and umpires don't like to change the balls as well, right? They're very hesitant and reluctant to do that. So it tells you that the ball is really deteriorating. So in that sense, it's almost what they're trying to do, and the lengths that they want to bowl and execute is null and void almost. And that was displayed today by Punjab.
Yeah, 5 overs 54 for their spinners. I hope we get to a stage once where the dew ceases to be a factor in the winning and losing of a game. You cannot win the toss and win the game.
Yes.
And I hope somehow, I mean, I'm sure technology must evolve at some point to ensure that dew doesn't play a big part. I don't know how far away we are from that, but I hope it happens.
We've tried everything. I think the sprays that have been used and stuff like that, but clearly technology needs to...
Force of nature.
And the game as well, the games used to start a lot later. So dew was a factor for both innings, wasn't it? It was a few years
So now
ago.
7:30.
Yeah.
But, you know, having said everything, we have to give credit to the batters as well. Because
Still gotta hit
Prabh Simran got out early. So Chennai started the way they wanted to. But then Rilee, Rossouw and Bairstow didn't give them that opportunity. They played slowly. They took their time before they started attacking. And that's something that Chennai didn't do with the batting. So it was a very sensible partnership between these two.
I think they got themselves in. And when there was a loose ball, they were able to put it away. They were able to pick up the timing of the pitch, but I also think that's because of the dew, and it just slid on a little bit more, a little bit quicker. So it's easier to kind of put your foot down the track and then play through the line, which is what those two guys are very good at. But the fact that they didn't go hell for leather, they tempered it to a certain degree. So it's not a 220 strike rate and coming out of the blocks hard. It was, okay, see ball, hit ball. Can I take a little risk here? Yes, I can. So I think it was very smart partnership batting by both of them.
Well, it was very smart partnership batting because at 7 to 10 overs, Chennai were really struggling there. They had no boundaries. And if you look at the innings progression here, they went for 11 in that 7 to 10. So do you think that changed the game, that progression card changed the game for Punjab?
I mean, four is a no-go any time in this game. And you're talking about 4 overs that produced 16 for 3. That was when Brar and Chahar were bowling. So, I mean, irrespective of the conditions, 4 is a no-go. So you're talking of a run rate of 4 versus a run rate that's a multiple of that. So, yeah, definitely. The only way that CSK could have won was if Punjab were 20 for 3.
Yes, which didn't happen. We'll have a look at Punjab's batting if we can, because like I said, Prabh Simran went early and then the tempo went up. Then when those 2 wickets went, again it got a little slow, but Shashank and Sam Curran made sure that they get them past the finish line.
Yeah, and no doubt Shashank would have been told
to go slow.
Just pull it back a little bit. This isn't the pitch for you to do your heroics as much as we'd like you. I think they would have assessed it's not the easiest pitch. Ideally, we would have all loved them to chase it a little bit harder and no doubt maybe the net run rate. But then sometimes the most important thing is to at least give you a chance to be in that muddle, right? And not to go too hard to thinking of net run rate and then all of a sudden you get bundled out. So, you know, this is where the best sides, that conversation is being relayed constantly throughout the innings to know, okay, how far can we go? How far can we push it before, you know, being a little bit stupid?
Also, Harsha, you know, there was no pathirana, there was no Tushar, and they really missed them.
And Chahar
went off. We'll have a look at the bowling card because Shardul came in, but he was very expensive today. He got that 1 wicket, which is a little lucky. Richard Gleeson came in. He 7.82 with the target is still expensive. So the bowling didn't go according to plan at all for Chennai.
And the Fizz conceded 22. How many wides did he bowl in that 22?
Oh,
so hardly anything came off his bat. He's in good form, by the way. Going to the T20 World Cup, he's very good. I think they'll look at Shardul and they'll be very disappointed. But I don't know how bad Deepak Chahar was. He went off straight away. He didn't even try to run. So Deepak Chahar went off straight away. We don't know about Pathirana. Mustafizur is going away. Hopefully Tushar Deshpande will come back. They've got 2 days 3 days for the next game. But these people do need to come back. I mean, they've got reserves. They've got the person we talked about, Simarjeet. Or they might actually play the player they've been carrying around for the last 3 years, Hangargekar.
Oh,
Yes.
They might start picking these players. But you don't want to get there because you on the points table, we talked about the muddle. Now CSK is part of that too.
True.
So they're also worried about qualification. So they need all those bowlers back, and they're now going to go up north to Dharamshala to play their next game.
But Lisa, Deepak Chahar is quite a concern because I can't remember the last time he's played out an entire season for CSK. He's just constantly riddled with injury, and again a hamstring for a fast bowler is not good news.
No, especially if it's the same leg as well. And the one thing you start to see is once you get one injury, then you focus and you strengthen that area, but then other areas you start to kind of protect it. Then another area goes. It is the most frustrating thing, and no doubt it is not an easy task. Putting that much weight through the crease, but that's not a good sign. So the fact that he went off straight away. And it was almost like, it feels like there was almost, he wasn't 100% fit. Everyone didn't seem surprised, did they? So he must be still not 100%, and that's not a good thing. And we're back end of the tournament, quick turnaround, he may struggle.
It's hugely frustrating at another level too, because for all Indian cricket riches, there is only one seam bowling all-rounder. We saw Shivam Dubey today look very rusty. The ball was just sitting up to be hit. So who was the only other person who could play that role? Hardik Pandya can play that role from 5 or 6, but Deepak Chahar was the player we were all looking to play that role from number 8.
Yes.
So then a Jadeja can easily bat at 6, or an Akshar can bat at 6. Chahar could have played that role from 8. But his career through injuries has just not taken off. So Shardul was the other person in T20. I'm afraid Shardul's becoming a little too predictable. And I'm just looking with binoculars, and the only person I can see in the distance is Nitish Reddy.
Yeah.
So that is what is even more frustrating about Deepak Chahar, that he was among the only fast bowlers or swing bowlers who could bat.
Yes.
And who could bat at 8. Dhoni's used him at a higher number before. So it's very frustrating when this happens, especially because for fitness reasons. Even more frustrating is that none of these fast bowlers want to become batters.
True.
The person who's trying the hardest is Bumrah.
Well, more than just frustration for Deepak Chahar, I think even for CSK.
Yes.
Do you think the turning point today was getting Sameer Rizvi in and then his injury and him going out? So just 2 decisions that were not quite very CSK-like.
Yeah, it didn't quite go to plan.
I mean, Deepak Chahar wasn't a plan. He just got injured.
Yeah. But you're seeing time and time again, Chennai moved the pawns, and you go, hey, they've unleashed another star. He was struggling in some other franchises. He's come here, and we've unlocked the secrets. But today, and I go back to my initial point, they just don't seem like the old Chennai side. So when that's the case, when you move that pawn, it's not going the way you want it to. So there are a few, no doubt there's probably a few other things that are going on behind the scenes that we're not privy to, but yeah, it's not coming together for them.
It'll also be interesting to see, and maybe we can do that for tomorrow's program, to see how the very highly paid, uncapped Indian players, have done. Because you look at someone like a Kushagra, he's hardly ever been used.
Yes.
And he was picked, they must have seen something, he was picked on a strike rate that wasn't exactly bringing the roof down. You've seen Sameer Rizvi, gone for a lot of money. That hasn't worked out. Maybe they're just discovering that that one step up is not that easy, because today his role was very clear. We've got Mitchell, we've got Moin, we've got Chahar. There's still some batting to come. Go and impose yourself on the game. And yeah, that didn't happen. So 2 surprising things. One, the Rizvi promotion. and second, Dhoni getting angry behind the stumps.
Yeah.
We don't
Dhoni
see
getting
that.
angry.
We don't see that.
I mean, doing that to the umpire and...
But was it more in a mocking way?
I
which
hope
is
so.
what-
I hope so,
Yeah.
because if I was the umpire and there's Dhoni doing that to me, I'm thinking,
I don't know
okay.
if it was mocking
Yeah.
because
Didn't seem
when he
like-
actually kind of gestured like, need your glasses, and then they still shot to him, as they always do, he's shaking his head like out of frustration and disappointment. So that's why things are not right, because
Yes.
he never acts like that, does he?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys watch him more than I do.
No, it's like Roger Federer getting angry
Yes.
towards the later part of his career. You were not used to seeing that, and it's pretty much something that came to my mind right away. But maybe it was just that one off day. Deepak Chahar had an off day, but his cousin brother didn't have an off day, which is why Rahul Chahar is our Omnigel Spray Performer of the Day. He ensured that there was no pain for fans. Didn't he set it up so perfectly for them, Lisa? He was just bowling the correct lengths. He came in, got those important wickets. So everything looked very good. Came back later and bowled. So everything went according to plan for him.
He's the type of bowler that doesn't necessarily flight it. And he got a hell of a lot of assistance. So, he's fast into the pitch as well, but he got grip and turn. And when he was so consistent in his line and length and got that variation, got the movement off the deck, very hard to play a player like that. And I thought, and we mentioned in the innings break, Sam Curran kind of holding him back and using him strategically. I thought it was going to go.
Yes.
I genuinely thought the ball was going to be flying into the stands, but they literally read Chennai like a book, and everything went to plan for them. So he was able to affect a great spell. And it wasn't that long ago he was in the Indian side as well. Not
that long ago.
Which is why it feels so good to see him back, because he's also one of those confidence players, right? We're used to seeing him in the Indian side, and then suddenly an injury, and then never saw him back
To
there.
bowl that 19th over, I know he's a wrist spinner, so he's taking the ball away from the right-hander, but the lengths are so critical. I mean, Lisa knows that far, far better than I do, because you know that the batter is ready to attack you, and then your lengths become so important. You're marginally fuller, and they're looking to hit you out of the ground. So the lengths are so crucial.
Yes. Well, Rahul Chahar was very impressive for all Indian fans also. Like Simon's always spoken, the ambition always should be that Indian jersey. So one never knows. Hopefully this leads to one thing and another, and his form keeps going up, which is why Rahul Chahar was our Omnigel Spray Performer of the Day. He ensured that there was no pain for the fans today. There was a lot of pain for the CSK fans today. We'll have a look at the points table because they would have liked those 2 points. They didn't get them. So they're still in that middle traffic jam there, Harsha. And Punjab now up at 8.
Just one result needing to go the other way. Punjab win 1, Chennai lose 1 in the return fixture in Dharamshala. If Punjab win that one again, Punjab go to 10 of 11. And Chennai are also 10 of 11. And now suddenly it's looking tricky. It happens every year. When we get into the middle of the season, you think, there's 3 teams that are running away with it, 3 or 4 are gone. We're going to get some meaningless games at the end. Inevitably, there are movements of this kind in the middle. So Punjab might be a team that's suddenly discovering some steam. Maybe they're saying all that karma, all those close matches that we lost, maybe it's going to turn around for us. But there's a very good chance that Chennai could get stuck in that quicksand in the middle.
But Lisa, do you think, teams carry that confidence ahead? Because we know what Punjab did in their last game, and now beating Chennai in Chennai, and now they will go and play Chennai again. So this is the 5th consecutive win they've beaten Chennai. So that confidence carries forward when they go on Sunday and play each other.
Yeah, I mean, they join MI, who've been able to do that as well, beating Chennai. I think with these type of tournaments, the M word, which we're not allowed to ever say here, is really important.
You mean the one that starts with M and ends with M and...
Yeah.
That one.
M&Ms. Yeah. But I think the fact that it's a quick turnaround in that sense, right? You kind of come off an absolute high 2 games ago now, come here, go to a place that you actually have had success, then you get it right. You get it right on a number of fronts. everyone's happy in the camp. You head up to Dharamshala, home crowd, beautiful venue, and you know that you're on a bit of a winning streak. Very hard to stop teams when they're on a winning streak. I mean, you guys would know during the World Cup.
Yeah, up until that. Anyway, we won't get there. We don't know what Lisa said. The sound just went. We couldn't hear Lisa.
What was she saying?
I don't know.
I didn't pick the accent at all.
I couldn't.
As if you don't pick
I didn't pick the accent.
Yeah.
Was she saying what a great run India had to enter the semi-finals? They were unbeatable. They came up against all these fancy teams and knocked the daylights out of them. Is that maybe that's what you?
Yeah, I think. Anyway, we'll just skip
sound.
this
Just
part.
check her.
We'll just check what
her
happened to
microphone.
Lisa there because we don't know what she's talking about. But today in Chennai, there was a lot of stress and heat and tension. We saw it even with Dhoni, but there were a lot of cool moments as well. Let's have a look at our carrier room air conditioners coolest moment of the match. Harsha and Lisa, I know you'd picked a couple of them inside.
I'm trying to think if that moment was cool. So Lisa's going to start.
Because we're like, so much happened in that game, has so many to pick from. What do I pick from? Can I just say, I'll actually just go, not one specific moment, but Rilee Rossouw. Yeah, okay, you're not happy with that? You want to swap? You can be in the...
No, she's wondering you picked a South African, so
No, but I think his performances will be really important because if Punjab find their way into the finals, and given the fact that Jonny Bairstow's leaving, I think he'll play more of a role. Yeah. So for him to come in, his fourth game now, and have an innings like that.
He's not been picked by South Africa, so he doesn't have to go. He's here.
And CSK has been, Punjab has been backing him, and he finally comes to the party today.
Yeah, so I think that was an important innings for him from a bigger picture.
I don't know if it's a cool moment, but I just think one of the better batters in world cricket in recent times runs up and down again, completes 2 runs, and is almost run out, coming back with no run scored. Because Dhoni just says,
I've got it.
Nahin.
I mean, that's definitely a moment which we won't forget at all. So it comes in our cool list of moments. It's a moment we'll talk about very often.
I can understand if Chahal is at the other end.
Yes.
But this is Daryl Mitchell at the other end. He's run all the way. He's there, and suddenly Dhoni saying,
No, but he actually touches. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Even though he's gone Jow, he's still touched and come back.
Yeah, that's the dedication.
Can you imagine him getting run out at the other end?
Almost. He was almost there. But these were the cool moments for Lisa and Harsha. Let's have a look at the cool moments that you all have written in. First up is Kunal, talking about teams finding it hard to beat Chennai and Chepauk. Punjab have nonchalantly beaten them 2 on the trot last year and now. Well, that definitely is very cool, Kunal. Next up, Sai Suraj says, Rahul Chahar bowling to MS in the 19th over is a carrier cool moment of the match.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, that's a hell of a lot better than my choice, yeah. Well done, Sai. Well
Next
done.
up, Vignesh says, Dubey bowling and picking up a wicket. Great signs for Team India ahead of the T20 World Cup. I mean, Harsha, I know you said he was, but he picked up that wicket. So it was the second ball, and I think there are a lot of Indian fans who were waiting to see Dubey come and bowl, and we finally see him bowl.
Look, it's one thing to be bowling a lot in practice. It's quite another to be turning up in the middle of a game and getting it right with the pressure. So I'm glad he bowled that 1 over. I hope he gets to bowl a little bit more too, because we're looking at it from the perspective of the Indian team.
Yes.
If he is required to bowl, hopefully he won't be. But from that point of view, he did get a wicket, but you could also see why he hadn't bowled for a long time.
But also considering the many injuries that CSK have, we probably will see him bowl more often.
I think so. I mean, we'll wait and see what they say about Chahar and where he's at. Obviously, the fizz is gone. There's opportunities for him, and we don't know. Did we know the reasons why pathirana didn't play?
No.
No, they didn't. Never
He
said.
just said he had a niggle.
Niggle. Oh, that
Yeah, and
old
Tushar
person.
had...
They have Mukesh Chowdhury who can come back, who's had a sort of middling season, who we thought might play
come
today,
in, but Sameer
they
Rizvi
sent in
did.
Sameer Rizvi.
Yeah.
So, that's
So he
the
might
only other
bowl.
one,
Yeah. So, which I know franchises don't. It's all about the performance here in IPL and winning the title. But I'd like to see some of them go, okay, we need to get certain players up and running so that India win, because that's a good sign for the IPL as well.
Yes.
That it's the breeding ground that creates world champions. So I think it's very important that franchise owners and coaches think of that as well.
Because at the moment, they're taking decisions that are right for the franchise. And look, they've invested a lot of money in it. So they're taking decisions that are right for the franchise, that are right for players, but that are coming in the way on this specific moment of the Indian cricket team. So, yeah.
Well, we've chatted a lot about this and KL yesterday as well, missing out on the World Cup. But for all Indian fans, we hope that Shivam Dube bowls more in the IPL. Like I said, we have the World Cup in mind. So these were our carrier room air conditioners, coolest moment of the match. Thank you so much for writing in. You'll always come up with some very cool moments. We always look forward to them. What we're looking forward to is what is happening tomorrow as Rajasthan take on Hyderabad tomorrow, happening in Hyderabad. I think most teams are hoping that Rajasthan wins, so they run away in the points table. I think that middle muddle is all rooting for Rajasthan to win tomorrow.
Okay, let's see where Hyderabad are. Hyderabad are 5. Hyderabad win that one, they go above CSK. They go up to 12 points, and with net run rate, they might just be able to go above Lucknow, because 0.075, 0.094. If they have a decent win, they might just be able to go above Lucknow. That will be a huge jump for SRH to finish 3. So a lot of teams are watching this game very carefully, as will happen with games in the future, because everybody is supporting everybody down from Lucknow, Chennai downwards. Everybody is supporting Rajasthan in every game from here.
But talking about Hyderabad, we've seen how devastating their batting has been all through the season. The last 2 games, not so much. So is it also about peaking too early with the batting, or we should not be talking about these concerns?
But they're coming back to the ground on which they've scored a lot of those runs. And that ground, one day it was a road, but they also won another game in a 160-165 game, because they knew the track was going to be like that. So they understand those conditions very well. If the pitch has been changed, or there's something about the pitch, they will be privy to that information far easier, far quicker than anybody else. But if it's a flat deck, which I think is their best chance, honestly, it's their best chance of winning. Their best chance is not bowling better than the opposition. Their best chance is out-batting the opposition. So you might see something like that. The problem is, if there's one team that can go hard at you, it is Rajasthan Royals.
We'll have a look at Hyderabad squad. Lisa, do you see any changes for tomorrow's game?
For Rajasthan or Hyderabad? Look, I think probably the only one that you might consider is Aidan Markram coming out and Glenn Phillips being given an opportunity. Markram, I think, if we look at what he's kind of done lately,
it's in red.
Yeah, it's in red. Thank you. Yeah, he's the last 4 games, just 2 high scores of 32. So hey, no peeking, sir.
But benchers trying to copy there. But
but the thing is, you kind of need him to fire. I know at the start he got a 50 and a 40 odd, but when everyone else is going hard, you need him to come to the party. So there might be an opportunity that they flip. The only thing I'll say they may not is because of the type of captain Pat Cummins is and Daniel Vittori. I think they're the type of people that like to keep a cohesive core group happy and not constantly change, those type of guys.
Yeah, but he's the Australian captain. He's the Australian player as well, senior Aussie player. Markram's just been named captain of South Africa.
Oh, yeah, he's gone.
So, let's just leave him out. Let's just leave him out.
I like that.
Yeah. But another team who's not been chopping and changing too much and who's been doing pretty much everything right this season is Rajasthan. Just everything seems to be working for them. The only thing here is, when do you all see the transition of Joss Butler kind of maybe... benching him is a big word, but it's just, when can they get into that transition, because he'll be leaving as well.
And he'll be aware too. Forget chop and change. They don't even file the nails. Nothing. It's just that one side over there. They stay with people. The big plus is what Dhruv Jurel did the other day. It was a wonderful innings from... I really rate him as a cricketer. But they might do it sometime now maybe, so that if they need Butler to come back into form, just give Tom Kohler-Cadmo a couple of games now. Otherwise, look, they've got 5 games left.
Yes.
They might well say, let's get to 18-20.
So just get one win in
let's get
and
18-20.
get that Q next to your name.
Because, I mean, with 18, surely we'll have to look at all the possibilities.
Yes.
I think at the moment, there is a Q next to their name. It's just that, it's like saying that you never know, I might just jump into the ocean and swim for 3 days and find the promised land, so you never know that can happen, so let's not still put the Q there. But it's a Q.
Yes.
But I think because they've got 5 games left, they might give Butler 2 more and then get Kohler-Cadmo in after that.
If I was within the team management, I would find, given the fact that they're away for the next 3 games, I would find the best surface that suits Tom.
Yeah. And put him in on that
and put him in on that
So he gets
surface.
confidence.
Correct.
Get him going with
So you're actually ensuring everything is right for him to succeed, because you want him to hit the ground running and go, because he hasn't got a lot of games to get firing before
Yes.
the qualifiers, the finals. So I think they've got to be actually quite strategic. So it may not be let's get so many points. I'd like them to think, okay,
let's
what
see,
surface and what opposition
Yes.
suits this guy to succeed.
Yeah, they're not playing Gujarat. I was just wondering if they've still got another game against Gujarat Titans, in which case in Ahmedabad would have been a very good place to play Tom Kohler-Cadmo.
But besides this, any changes you'll see in the team?
No.
No.
I mean, why would you?
No.
No.
Unless, of course, the word niggle comes in. I don't think there should be any other change tomorrow.
No. You would agree, you're in the pink shirt, so...
Yeah, you know who I'm rooting for tomorrow.
I used to know what that word meant once.
Niggle.
Niggle, I used to know what that word meant. But now it's like these broad spectrum antibiotics. Niggle is a very broad spectrum ailment.
Yes.
So anything from a cold to breaking your leg in 5 places, I think is a niggle now.
Okay, your players to watch out for then for tomorrow.
Shimron Hetmeyer, he hasn't had an opportunity.
Yes.
So
Hetmeyer and Powell.
I wonder if they won't. I don't think they'll fiddle around with the batting order, but if they lose a few wickets, I think it might be ideal for him just to have a bit more time out in the middle. So
We've been talking of Tom Kohler-Cadmo. The other guy who needs time in the middle and will be available for them is Rovman Powell.
Yes.
So it might be a good idea actually for them to see if they can get a little bit more. I like Rovman Powell very much as a cricketer. And he's he's a little understated, dignified kind of guy, captain of the West Indies again. So my player to watch out for is Rovman Powell, and I'm hoping he gets a chance.
And from Hyderabad.
I know what she's going
I
to
know what
but
she's
she's
gonna
Sydney. So, Travis Head is not Sydney, right?
No.
Because
He's
Wicket
an
Australia-
Got a lot to
boy.
choose from in that team, doesn't she?
Oh, right. I'm going to go for the coach. He's a New Zealander. No,
He used to be a New Zealander.
he still is.
Dan Vittori.
Yeah. He's not an Australian.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, I'm going to go for Natarajan.
Ooh.
It's a good call, actually. Not in the side. Natarajan, Bhuvi, Washington Sundar doesn't get games. But I think if they have to win and get above, they'll need that kind of start from Travis Head or Abhishek Sharma. So I'll go Abhishek Sharma.
Okay, you all have heard it. Because there is somebody who's getting the predictions right today. So let's see if the players see what is
Look, he's
predicting.
so happy.
He
like a pig in
he
mud.
practices reaction now. It took him a little time, but he got that reaction going.
It's just this,
Yes.
right?
Lisa, are you going to do that and answer the joy factor?
But where?
Yes.
Listen, have I moved on the table or no?
We will get there. We'll get there.
Patience.
Yes. Okay, we can't contain the excitement, so we will show you all the guessing game table.
Goro is still up there.
Oh my God, I've dropped so badly. Look at you.
And I'm playing with. I'm just beating Polly, who hasn't even started. And Pommy.
No, he's got Pommy.
Pommy, has he? Oh no, he's been
He's got
here.
a 0 next to him, so
I think
Pommy's
Pommy's
playing.
coming in soon.
Pommy, please help
I
me
can't
out, brother.
take this defeat. I can't. I need to retire from
Just
this
to
game.
think, a great England captain, one of the greatest wicketkeeper batters of all time, and they're down there,
But I'm doing I think I used to think I do really badly at the joy factor. Clearly, I'm doing very badly at this game as well now.
Hey, look where you are, sunshine, and look
Then
where
what?
I am.
Two.
Hey.
Two.
Don't be greedy now.
Then
You're
what?
being way too
It's the
greedy.
curse of the rich. I had $100 million. I only have 97 now.
Let's just look at what another answer I won't know, which is the joy factor question.
we
Let's
didn't
have a
think
look
about
at that.
You knew one player.
I knew one player, so I should get some points in that prediction.
ODI.
3 Indian cricketers made their ODI debut on the same day in 2000. 2 of them played 3 ODI World Cups for India, while the third captained his team to a Ranji title. Name all 3. I think Mr. Bhogle is doing some major...
No, I'm trying to see if they made their ODI debut in 2000, then the 3 World Cups...
I have one name.
Then the 3 World Cups that have played would have been 3, 7, 11.
Yes, please.
You'd
Zahir
imagine.
Khan
Zahir Khan.
is what I think is one name.
Correct.
Now, also in that same
It's on
tournament...
Twitter.
In that same tournament, Yuvraj made his debut. This was the ICC knockout tournament
Yes.
in Nairobi. So the others probably Yuvraj. And one of them, what else?
Won a Ranji trophy.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Captained.
Yeah.
One won a Ranji trophy. So who was playing?
He captained his
around-
team to a Ranji title.
I wonder if it is someone like an Amay Khurasia or somebody like that, you know?
No.
No, she's
You're very close, I think. I am just happy I got one of the 3 names. So I'm
Okay.
not even attempting for more. Oh,
Vijay Dahiya.
you were very
with
close.
Delhi. With Delhi, yeah.
Okay,
That
let's
was that
see.
the tournament. Seeing the rise of UV and Zahir was fantastic.
I
And
should have gotten UV considering I got Zach, but I don't know.
And
Maybe
what
I
were
got
you doing?
I got excited getting like 1/3 of the question. I switched off.
I remember that very well because the day after that Australia game, and Zach used to have this big jump in those days, and he got Steve Vaughan Gilchrist, I think, if I remember right, top of my head. And the next day, just before the toss, we're all milling around, and suddenly Wasim Akram is playing for Pakistan. Wasim Akram comes behind and says, "Tumhara wo jo ladka hai na naya, bhejo mujhe baat karni hai usse." So that's why I remember.
Yes.
Zach did make a dramatic debut, and UV's innings against Australia was just wow. But just remember it for the stories.
All right, let's have a look at who won all 3 names, not just 2 and 1. Space Guy 24.
The power of 24. Space guy to the power of 24. So he's multiplying himself how many times?
I don't want to get into more questions and answers here. I've done with the joy factor. I don't want more questions and answers. So we'll leave the maths for another day. But congratulations, Space Guy 24. It's a new name. So keep writing in and hope to see your name more often. And I hope we get to see you more often because Lisa and I were actually praising you when you came into the room. We were talking well behind your back and saying we really enjoy shows with you.
And then why did you stop?
Because you came in and you sledged Lisa. That's why.
Straight away. See, the good thing about all of us is we're happy to stab each other in the front.
Aussie.
But
Aussie.
but Lisa, thank you very much. I always enjoy your company and enjoy it more when there is.
It was a very good match yesterday.
Yes, we are on to the next day, aren't we? 12:04. So it's really time to go. It's time to go to bed because Mr. Harsha Bhogle has an early morning flight. Lisa.
No, I'm here.
Oh, you're here?
I'm here.
I thought you'd fly somewhere and come back by the time you come for the evening.
You got
game.
bad
You never
news.
know.
Bad news. We are here for a little while longer.
Okay, so he's going to be here tomorrow. I don't think Lisa's in tomorrow, but thank you so much for such a fun
Lisa's
day.
probably going on a 25-kilometer run or something like that.
No, that's this one. I've got brains.
Okay, guys, we are all sorting out our plans. We'll leave you all to it and we'll try sorting our plans. Don't forget to join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. We will see you all there. Mr. Bhogle will be here and you all will have 2 more surprise people with him. So join us at 7 p.m.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
Hyderabad को 50 एक्सप्रेस পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন Cricbuzz